I being the what do you call that? The vehicle that carry on the legacy, or should I be the bridge to pass on what I got to my own kid, and especially the youngsters who I unpurposely inspiring right now, or should I just selfishly be myself? I really cannot tell like what I desperately want next decade of myself, but finding a way to proudly existing, right?
Right.
Actor, a writer, inspire, or what's a new word? Influencing?
Infusing?
Yeah, like no.
Influencing? Influencing.
Influencer.
Influence.
Yeah.
Influencer.
Influencer.
So
right.
helping people decide they want that company.
Yeah. Wow. Really?
Sure.
They cannot decide.
It's a new world.
Oh my God, guys.
What should I do?
Just
What should Jay do?
think.
What should he do? He's got too many choices.
You have to watch a YouTube to decide. Okay. Anyhow,
So, going forward, let's think about right now what your priority list is. Number one, your focus point, number one, highest priority going forward. Your health, your family, your job, your students, what?
you know, it's sort of like life voice. You've been through this period, going into my mid-age, and you have to be really short-sighted at mid-age. Younger me is so ideal. Like you fight for bigger cause, especially, you know, you something happened to your family, and you know you have a great enemy to fight with. You have to be ideal, but when you got a kid, and when time goes, you know, when life goes tough, economy cross down,
Yes.
some investment goes down, and you got some debt, and you got some mental problem. You know, you're not that younger kid you used to be,
Right.
and you know,
Fewer options maybe, or more options, depending on how you look at it.
depending on the period you're living in. Like Chinese have a slang which is very accurate. Like there are some time in your life you just have to test the storm to cross the river.
Wow.
Like
Test the storm.
the storm, just the rocks,
Test the stones. Test the
storms.
rocks.
Yeah, test the rocks to cross the river.
Cross the river.
You just cannot riding cross it
Right.
because you have
You
no
put
idea.
a toe in and weigh it.
Especially mid-age, at least 20 years, you have no clue. Nothing is like what they told you
Yeah.
in the books.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Especially when technique at once so fast nowadays. You don't know what's gonna be eliminated next day. Some traditional or even some newest technique for the past decade gonna be eliminated for the next 3 years because something invests something smarter, right?
Right.
And all you have to do is just like, okay, adopt, learn, and being very honest. Stop telling yourself to be brave because you're acting. Because you're acting,
Right. Yeah.
right? Stop telling yourself what they told you on the internet, on the inspiring quotes, because you're acting. Question, how do you feel today?
Right.
Right?
Evaluate.
Evaluate,
Honestly.
and as long as you figure out how do you feel today, you know what you need,
Good.
and you just literally cannot predict. You just literally cannot give yourself, okay, next 5 years I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
Okay, you see where it goes. If you want to climb, at least you have to see where you put your hand next. Is there a hope? If there's not, breathe, wait. And there's absolutely no hope, climb down. Think of another, maybe there's a ladder over there,
Right.
right?
Right.
Just, and especially now, you don't know how long the pandemic is gonna go.
So you cannot answer because maybe it's not the way you think about life going forward in some kind of hierarchical, some priority list of what are most. You're putting it all together and saying you evaluate yourself, and these are the parts of my life, and I need to make sure I'm being honest with myself and with others in order to be effective. I don't know if I'm putting words in your mouth.
Yeah, that's good. That was good.
But this is kind of what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah. Well, especially in my blogs, like I usually.
What's your blog called, by the way?
No, I usually have a blog.
You don't have one right now?
No.
Okay.
No, I usually have a blog,
Okay.
and they in different platform. My very first blog was from MSN.
MSN.
That was 20 years ago.
Wow.
And there's a Chinese lady
Right.
who collapsed MSN
Okay.
and moved it back and forward, and later on moved to the Chinese website.
Okay.
In the Chinese website, there are tons of things you can now publish.
Okay.
So I moved to eventually moved to Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah,
To share
there's
your-
so hard to have a blog nowadays.
Right.
And to share, and later on Facebook canceled the blog function. Now I'm just like posting a picture with tons of text underneath.
The people who are listening and watching this who think censorship has its place do not maybe understand how much of life they are robbed from
Yep.
in any way prohibiting or making it difficult for people to share honest, open questions and dialogue. But maybe in the future there will be a return to more of this kind of discourse, this kind of openness with each other, where you and I could be left and right on issues, could be up and down on issues, but our friendship could be real and genuine, irrespective of the fact that we hold different thoughts about different things, and it's okay. Today, there is this attempt, and again, it goes back to our discussion about globalization. It's an attempt to squeeze everybody into a mold, and that mold, much of it to me does not make sense. But you're absolutely correct. We have to play by some rules if we are going to utilize the platforms that we've been given.
You know what? If you I start to aware this idea of energy. I got this breakdown. I usually don't even realize it. But like if you gather energy to yourself, like protect it in a way, it doesn't matter. Like it. Translating in the we performance used to say if you got the gigs, if you got the kung fu literally means the technology, the what you learn,
okay,
and what you can do, the ability, the
okay,
kung fu. If you got the kung fu in you, you don't bother the people taking over your job because you can get another one. Like if you got the energy with you, I don't care what kind of platform you gave me. If you seize me from the internet, if you block, if somebody just erase all the social media from me, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna start a speech right away. I know what I'm saying. I'm gonna gather tons of people. I'm gonna influence people. I don't care about if you got influence or not. I got something to say, right? It just like you're gonna just look forward, look pioneer, adventure, and what people think about you, especially past few months make me think about death a lot.
Sure.
Because there's certain moment I nearly did it.
Sure.
Right.
It's understandable.
Thanks to my wife.
What a great wife.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching you. She's very tiny, like watching
Mighty,
you.
tiny but mighty.
Yeah. Well, imagine me. I realized like what people talk about you after you're dead, like how long they can memorize you. It's not your freaking business.
Yeah. Right.
Right. You don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Right. Like what Chinese used to say in Chinese. 功我过我其为春秋. That means blame me or praise me. It's up to the history book.
Wow.
have nothing to do with me,
Wow.
right?
Right.
So like I'm still pretty young to talk about this,
Yeah.
but it just if my existence or my influence harmed anyone, I sincerely apologize, but it just cannot stop what I do as a living, because I didn't purposely want to take in over other people's property, belief, or this idea of peace that what they're having right now, right? Maybe
Hey, Jay.
so sorry I'm late.
No problem. How's your wife?
Oh, she's fine. She's fine.
Good to meet you in person.
Finally. Well, that's unexpected, right?
So, the weather?
Well, yeah, it's Vancouver, all right. Feels like London. Smells like London as well.